All right, this is the time set for public comment on those areas that we have jurisdiction. Is there any public comment?
Okay, Elena Gagliano, public comment, period. Okay, so I noticed that you were talking about Mako meeting. I think it should be put on the agenda as a report, what you discussed at Mako, the things that came up, just like that memo. I think it should be put, it should have been on this agenda, I think. But that's a suggestion that it should be put up there. A report as to what they said and what they covered, so the public would know. I noticed over here you had a meeting this morning. It was a safety meeting, and you had the agenda up, which I thought was great. And I also noticed that you were gonna, approve the minutes from the last meeting, and you have a copy of the minutes attached. So I think that would be a good idea also when you do the agenda, when you approve minutes, to have a copy of the draft. That's a suggestion. You do it for the safety committee. Another thing is the minutes. Who has the minutes that are approved? All of the minutes. Where do we get that from?
Are you talking about safety meeting?
Yeah.
Meeting minutes? Yeah. Mike's got a folder with all that.
Mike would have that.
Everything in
Is that the same thing with any of your committees that you meet, even the airport, that you have the copy of that?
Sometimes they submit minutes, sometimes they don't, right? That's kind of what it is. I mean, it's a volunteer board, we ask them to, but.
I've requested all of them too, to send it to Sarah.
And if they don't, then they should have a copy and make it available to the public, right?
Right, we ask them to submit it to us.
So,
Yeah.
Clerk or recorder, I'm sorry.
do you have to approve the minutes?
No, they're approved by the individual boards.
The board. And so that if we got in touch with the individual board, they'd be able to. You mentioned something else before, since we got, 20 minutes? You were talking about the website and suggestions about the website.
Yep.
Under boards, I think they all should be there on the website, plus the terms of each of the members. And I think there should be some contact information. We've gone beyond postage and mailing, that kind of stuff. So there should be email addresses, if they have them, and even cell phones, but at least an email address, so we know who to contact if we have a question or anything.
So under boards, members, and contact information in addition to what? What else under boards?
Well, I still say that each one of them should have a separate page where they have all that information.
Well,
For the public.
We don't have to do that. It's easier to go to Granite County, click on boards, and we can expand it out as big as we can, right? And it just makes it much easier for the public.
You don't mean it, or do you mean a different website, or?
No,
page
I'd be
under
on
the
there.
county
In
website?
other words, this is the Granite County.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it last.
Well,
This is the Granite County webpage, not the commissioners.
right.
And so therefore, under all the topics, they should have, the commissioners, they have one thing. The planning board has a presence, so to speak, on there. They have the agendas, they have the minutes and their meetings, and all the other boards should have the same thing.
Might not be why they
I don't
go
think
to.
personal email should be on
No. That's
No,
why they
just
should go to.
contact whatever they want.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to
Like
them, see what they
phone,
want.
yeah, right.
Why don't they have a county email? You know, like their name, and then, like each one of you should have your name, and then the email address, so you know something is going to you. Should be the same thing for everybody. Just like Blaine has an email address, Claudette has an email address, Linda,
But I think
Clark
the
has
difference
one.
is, Elena, it's hard for us to mandate volunteer boards, anything about their contact information. You know, we can ask them, but if they don't wanna put it on there, then that's
No, they're a government, they're basically advisory
volunteer
to you.
advisory board, yes.
So they should have a county, email.
Oh, you're talking about at co.gov.
That's,
Yeah, so a name and whatever.
I thought you meant when you said the private numbers or phone numbers.
Well, I
Some
guess,
people have cell phone,
where would that go if?
the chair
if
has
they-
his.
What if they don't have the ability to,
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of,
no, I
they're,
don't.
right, I mean.
And I think we pay for each address.
Do we? Okay, well, we'll look into that, we'll look into that, but I think there's a couple issues we need to get over. One is that they're private people that may not wanna communicate like that.
We do put their mailing address.
Mailing
They're
address.
on there, the boards are all listed on there and their mailing
Right.
address.
And they're, the boards are found under commissioners, or under, I have to click on it,
Departments?
departments,
Yeah.
it's under departments, well, we could break it out to boards, sure. So departments would be county
Yeah,
department,
there's,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like the treasurer, you can pay your bills
Which
to
I
the
would-
internet.
Which I would make exception and take sheriff out from underneath departments, cause he's not a department.
Oh,
He does not work for us, he's a office. Just saying, if we're gonna straighten this out, we should straighten it out.
Departments and offices?
Yep, yeah, there are departments, but like
Yeah.
the road department,
Yeah.
but the sheriff's an office. And not unlike the treasurer or the clerk and recorder.
yeah, we should change that title.
But I mean, I think we can
Yeah.
fool it a little bit.
Mhm.
Elena's suggestions about boards and calendars, members, agendas, you know, we can take a look at all that. It depends on what they're gonna submit back to us. A lot of times we don't get minutes from them, we don't get, do you get agendas? Not very often, do you?
In the airport board usually,
Airport board we get,
and planning board.
right.
And
Well, we can
FMAC,
visit with them and ask them and say, here's how you submit it, right? Please would love to see it, it's better information.
FMAC also gives the agenda.
Yep.
There's some that do. Planning board is, I believe, Blaine, a quasi, quasi, is it? QUSI,
Oh,
excuse me. I'm
They have,
A governmental
quasi-judicial.
quasi.
quasi-judicial authorities, yeah.
That's right, so they should be, you know, have a presence, I believe. WebGrain is the one that's doing the website?
Not anymore. No, it was
Yeah.
just absorbed by another company.
Deb 406.
So basically, they just took over WebGrain and it's the same company
That's a new person running it.
that's
Yeah.
running it.
Yeah, we don't deal with the same people. We deal with different.
Well, they absorbed it, so the other people are kinda gone. Yeah.
What do you do for a good time?
This is it.
Oh, okay, just curious.
And I don't get paid, but I will in the end.
You will in the end?
The satisfaction, yeah. Oh, and again, I do want to be on the agenda, Mike, for next week, if I can.
And what's the subject?
Oh, I can tell you about it. About this morning, about the planning board appointment, the codes.
Hey, Mike, where does the public go to access to address and, information that we collect, is that one way?
I mean, like maps?
Yeah, they go directly to maps. We have a file of all the addresses he's given, and if they want a new address, they contact him.
Right, but what I was talking about is, there's a ton of information there that we pay for. Would it would be worthwhile talking about maybe a link to that, for the public? Or is that not public information?
I'm not sure, we'd have to talk to Matt about that.
So
The
we own-
addressing.
We own it,
Yeah,
right?
so any of the
Yeah.
addressing is public,
Is it?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
we-
own
like-
the information.